What's up, everybody, and welcome back to part 12 of my Ken Kratz book review, The Case Against Steven Avery and What Making a Murderer Gets Wrong. This is the review series where I go over what Ken Kratz says in the book, what we learn in the documentary, things that have come out since, and I give, my opinion on what I think things he talks about in his book. And as I state at the beginning of every video, just because I am reading his book, giving his opinions, it does not mean I believe what Ken Kratz states. It's just a good way to review things about the case from a different perspective. And before we jump into it, you probably saw a few more wrestling videos pop up on the channel. We had another sold out show this past weekend, so you're going to see some more continuously pop up. But like I've said in the past, it's going to be a mixture of those videos and these videos, but these are definitely not going away. I have a blast doing them, so let's jump into the prize. Is he actually going to talk about what the state gave him for what he did in his part of putting two innocent men in prison? Probably not. But that's really the first thing I thought about when I saw the chapter was called The Prize. I was like, he's going to talk about what he got. Not exactly, but this chapter is absolutely crazy. Crazy. He starts out with a question. He starts out the chapter with a question. Why did I send 30 sexually suggestive text messages over the course of 3 days to a crime victim that needed my help? The thing I found weird about it, he says 30 times when referencing the amount of text messages that he sent, 3 times in the first couple of sentences in this chapter. But he's not stating it yet like it's a horrible thing to do. He says 30 times, 30 times, 30 times, like I said allegedly in that other video, kind of in a joking way. And that's how he's saying 30 times in the beginning of this chapter, like it's a oh, they said I did it 30 times, not taking it serious at all, in my opinion. He then states he did it because he had a prescription drug addiction and it shaved away all his inhibitions. He states he also had an untreated sexual addiction, states he also was a narcissist. He states he demanded to be in control and the center of attention at all times. You can painfully see that to be true when you watch Making a Murderer. He puts himself out there, in my opinion, like he's the superstar of this case. And if he did have an untreated sexual addiction and an addiction to prescription drugs, he doesn't exactly state exactly when it starts. Did he have this during the case? Even if he did say when it started in the book, you could take that with a grain of salt. Did he have this prescription drug addiction while he was trying the Brendan Dassey and Steven Avery case? If he did, that is definitely something that should be looked into, right? Am I crazy in saying that? If the prosecuting attorney has a prescription drug addiction, that is definitely something that should be looked into. And did he have this prescription drug addiction before the Steven Avery, Brendan Dassey cases? Or was what he was doing at the time making him feel so bad about himself that he needed to take prescription drugs just to get through the day? Something to think about. I'm not saying he did. All of that is allegedly, of course, but it definitely makes you think, was that going on at the same time? He also states that he could never be wrong, so at the time he believed he wasn't committing a crime and thought he could get away with it. States that he was once in a band with the current Attorney General, Brad Schimel. What a connection. The prosecuting attorney. No wonder this case still gets swept under the rug in Wisconsin. There is still a solid connection between the current Attorney General, Brad Schimel, and the lawyer that was on the case at the time, Ken Kratz. I don't know what the relationship is now, but they were clearly friends at one point. Brad Schimel played bass in Ken Kratz's band. He said at the time he missed the spotlight, which caused him to become a serial cheater, meaning that he cheated on his wife at the time. He states that while he was talking with Stephanie Van Groll, that is the woman he sent the text messages to, he felt the conversation turned personal, and he felt that she was coming on to him. What a way to blame the victim in that sentence. That is insane. In his mind, he felt that she was coming on to him. Of course, blaming the prescription drugs, but he also states that he was wrong. She wasn't coming on to him. But man, imagine being in a place where you think someone you're supposed to help that was assaulted is coming on to you. Those are some crazy drugs. He states he was wrong, he wasn't thinking clearly because he was on prescription drugs at the time. He says his first text to her was, "I wish you weren't one of my clients. You'd be a good person to know." He states the next day he sent 19 more text messages. 19 more text messages. 19! Are you the kind of girl that secretly likes contact with an older married elected DA? The riskier, the better. On the third day, he states he texted, "You're pretty." And he also texted, "I'm the attorney. I have the $350,000 house. I have the six-figure career. You may be the tall, young, hot nymph, but I am the prize." Okay, so that's why the chapter's called The Prize. I would not expect you to be the other woman. I would want you to be so hot and treat me so well that you would be the woman. Are you that good? I couldn't imagine texting somebody that, being drunk. I don't drink, but being drunk or sober. You may be the young, hot, tall nymph, but I am the prize. He states he felt he could impress this young woman because of the fame and notoriety he got from the Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey case. He states that she did reply to a few of the text messages, but only with a word or two. Way to take the hint, Ken Kratz. He states his last text was, "Do you want to get a beer after this case is over?" He says that she didn't respond. He states Stephanie and her mother later filed a complaint against him. Makes sense. Good mother. Good mother. He states the DOJ found there was no evidence of a crime, but states the higher-ups at the DOJ wanted him to resign and also wanted him to resign from the Wisconsin Crime Victims' Rights Board. How many times do you think he did this throughout the course of his career and got away with it because nobody came forward? Or do you think this was the only time? I mean, other people have come forward and state that he did do it, but how many times do you think he actually did this and got away with it? He states he later self-reported the texting incident to the Office Law Regulation and the next day resigned from the Crime Victims' Rights Board. States he started therapy, feels like he was being singled out and perhaps being made an example of. Well, I guess now, at least then, he knew how it felt being made an example of. Pretty much the exact same thing they were doing to Brendan Dassey, singling him out, getting his coerced statement, singling out Stephen Avery because he was suing the town for $36 million. States the public would not find out about any of this until 10 months later, which would be September 15th, 2010. The story broke because of a reporter with the Associated Press, Ryan Foley, got a hold of the text messages and went to visit Ken Kratz. The OLR decided to reopen the case against Ken Kratz, because they felt they were too easy on him, and now they also wanted to suspend his law license, which I don't believe they ever did, or if they did, at least he got it back because he still practiced law, and in the book he states he's now a criminal defense attorney. He states that therapy worked for him and that he's held fast to his recovery. But wow, what a chapter. Starting out somewhat, in his opinion, stating that the victim was coming onto him, but he does state that he was wrong. But why would you, man, what an insane chapter in Ken Kratz's book. If, just, wow. Woo! Well, that's chapter 12. I'll be back soon with chapter number 13, which is titled The Vast Fantastical Police Conspiracy. Ooh, that sounds like it's going to be a good one. Probably talking about how all the theories out there of people that think that he was a part of the setup, the police were part of the setup. Looking forward to that chapter. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me, like, share, all that great stuff. I truly appreciate all of the support, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.